What is up, guys? Welcome to a brand new video. Well, actually, this is the first video of my channel. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. I appreciate y'all watching. For the 1 or 10 viewers that are going to watch this, I don't care who watches it. This is not only for you guys, but also for myself. Today, I'm making a trading video. But before I do all that, I want to say a little something about myself. That way you guys are introduced to me. My name is Rafa. My name is Junior, aka Junior. People know me as Junior. So you guys can call me Junior, right? So basically what I do is I am helping you guys trade with me. Look, I'm not going to say I am the most profitable trader there is, but I have made some money in the space and I know what it takes now to pretty much, make it in the space. You got to be real patient in this. I have failed so many times. I have done this for quite a few years. I've done this for about 5 to 6 years. Yes, you don't need 5 or 6 years to be profitable. You can do it in less, but the way that I was learning, I was desperate for money. I wanted money. I was trying to figure out everything I could to make it in that sense. What does that mean? When you're desperate for money, when you need it, when you're craving it, and you just you want to be successful that crazy, you're gonna find things to do it faster, which is not necessarily the best case because you tend to not focus on the little things, and trading is full of little things. But I still work a job. I am just doing this transition to hopefully do it with you guys and hopefully transition into a full-time trader. I've been doing this for about 4 years and I barely have about, a couple payouts until now because I figured out how to be patient, how to deal with risk management, and how to, approach the market on a daily basis and simply accept the losses when there is losses. Because back then I didn't want to accept the loss every time I lost. I would go crazy. I would break something. I would just have some anger management that I didn't like. So you got to be patient with this game, man, and really put your heart and soul into it if you definitely want to, find some success in this. Enough talking about me. I was backtesting the other day and I just wanted to show you guys something that I saw, and hopefully it helps you guys as much as it kind of helped me look at the market in a different way, apart from the things that I already look for in the market to, approach a trade. Let's hit the charts if you guys don't mind. I don't want to waste any of you guys' time and just talk about myself and talk about life and talk about everything that really doesn't matter to you guys. So let's get to these charts. So we're looking at NQ, by the way. Yes, we trade futures. We used to trade forex, but we just simply left it alone just because there were so much things going on with forex. I'm sure you guys know. If you guys are watching this video, you guys know. So if you guys are in forex, man, come on, do the transition of futures. Trust me, it's a lot better. Honestly, I don't trade much US 30 and ES unless there's absolutely nothing on NQ and GC. Then I'll transition to US 30 or S&P. But for the most part, I'm doing NASDAQ and gold. So basically what I wanted to show you guys is how to approach the market during your trade hours, right? So basically another way of just looking at the market. I guess this could be kind of a bias on direction, I guess you could say. But the reason I'm doing this video is just because I did some back testing and it really helped me out as far as, knowing where direction is. I don't know if there's YouTube videos on this or not. But this is something I found out myself, so I just kind of wanted to put it out there. And I'm sure a lot of you guys already know this, but I mean, if you guys don't, then this is some sauce for you guys that I found. Oh, by the way, I am a supply and demand trader. This is the first video, so obviously you guys don't know much about me, but I am a supply and demand trader. Shout out Doyo Exchange. You guys can learn a lot from that dude. But I am just kind of doing it in my own way. But man, shout out to him. He has taught me so much. He's the one that's made me profitable. So shout out to him. Kudos to him. I like to, shout out those who deserve it. So the way I approach the market now, in a sense, is ignore these, right? Ignore these. Let me just show you guys here something real quick. So the reason I was looking at this is when price is in a trending market. So if it's in an uptrend, right? The reason we obviously know that it's in an uptrend, we got higher highs, we got higher lows, we got higher highs, we got higher lows, higher highs, and so forth, right? But what I like to know and I like to see now when I approach the market is I find trend lines. I'm not saying we're breakout traders. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with breakouts, but I choose supply and demand. If there is a breakout that's coming out of the 200 EMA is on the bottom, and it's, giving me 2 or 3 rejections, then we could take that breakout, or if it's breaking off of the trend line, then we could definitely take that trade. If it's a breakout, if we don't see nothing on supply and demand, right? That's important, right? We got to stick to our rules, guys. We got to stick to our strategy. For example, here, this is obviously, this is my session. This is New York session, guys. By the way, I am Central Time, so just a FYI. So this is London. London is doing, it's going on a downtrend, but we're still overall in an uptrend, right? We're still overall in an uptrend. It's just obviously there has to be pullbacks for us to keep going to the upside. So what I look for here is pretty much, so we're going, we're reversing during London session, right? So what does that mean? Let's go to the 5-minute. We're reversing during London session, which means you can already have an idea that based on looking left, right, that we are potentially reversing. Either there's only two things that can happen. Two things that can happen. Either price will continue going down, right, break that trend line, continue going down, and then we're overall bearish, or it is just doing a reversal to potentially go and break this high, which is obviously what it did. So the way I look at it now is, if we're in an uptrend, in a clear uptrend, and you can tell that by the hour, or looking at the higher time frame, or even looking at the 5-minute, if you just zoom out good enough, you can tell that these are all forms, these are all liquidities. You can have one, you can have two, you can have three, right? You can have four, you can have five, and then overall you got one up here, 6. There's other ones here, but you get the point. So all these right here, man, where's the, okay, here it goes. All these are liquidity. All this is liquidity, right? So the point where I'm getting at is, this was happening during London session, right? So if this is happening during London session, and we zoomed out and we did our analysis that price could either break out and keep going to the downside, or simply reverse to potentially, go up to the upside. So we can make our analysis here. Price before, during this New York session, on this New York session, skyrocketed, right? It just completely went up. So what does that mean? That means there's so much, there's gaps, and there's just simply liquidity, right? The move started right here. Move started right here in this area. That's where the move started. Now, price will always, sometimes it'll just keep going up, right? Price will just completely go up, but eventually there's going to be a moment in time where price will come and take all of that liquidity, or come and fill all those gaps in, right? So that's what price does, and that's what I noticed. And I never knew this. I'm correct me if I'm wrong, if there's YouTube videos out there or not, but price will always follow a trend going up, and then make another trend by just sweeping all those liquidities. Which, I mean, I know there's a lot of supply and demand traders that trade differently than I do, and then just kind of make their mark and eventually just take this. But we just trade a little differently. We do 5 minutes. We don't do anything crazier, just because there can be potential reversals and things like that. Wick outs, I call them wick outs. So you just get wicked out and stuff, and then it goes your way. But anyways, so now what is it doing? We clearly made a whole bunch of liquidity during this run to fill in all this area, right? So what I'm saying is, if you are a supply and demand trader like me, then you are going to be looking for all these areas to get filled, right? To get taken, to all this liquidity to get taken, all the way up here to taken, right? Which is the case. Now, don't get me wrong. Price could go always in our direction that we are saying, but a lot of the times there won't be a setup, right? So we can have supply and demand, and we can be right as much as we can about market direction, but there's not always going to be a setup, right? Like there's this right here, nothing. There's no setup because there's just no gap, right? There's no gap. There's nothing there. We couldn't take this For example, this is obviously a supply. I mean a demand. Sorry, I'm so sorry. This is a demand, but there's no break of structure. There's no break of structure here. Before it tapped it, we couldn't take that. Even if it won, we're not taking that. You know what I mean? It's just there was not a trade here. You know what I mean? So, but the point of what I'm getting at is price went all the way to sweep that liquidity during its London run. You know what I mean? During London session run, it literally sweeping, taking out all these liquidities because we previously took out the previous one. You know what I mean? So that's a good way of looking at the market before you trade at all, because there will be moments where you'll have this in an uptrend and price is coming here and you're thinking that we're still bullish, but price will just come back down, you know, make lower lows and lower highs, because it is coming to take the previous day's liquidity or gaps. You know what I mean? So that's just something that I saw. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but those who are new or those who are kind of learning too, then this is something for sure to keep your eye on, because it does it every single time. Every single time. Now there are days where, you know, price is just ranging and price is just not absolutely doing absolutely anything. So those are days that we just don't look at. But there are days where the price is just going in trends and it is just taking those trend liquidities that it's leaving. So pretty much we see this, so we're like, okay, cool, either one or the other. It can just fake us out and keep going this way, right? Or even if it's doing a run here, guys, even if it's just doing a small run here, small run, this is where the fake outs happen. This is where the fake outs happen, where price can go from here and then it'll come and take all this liquidity right here, right? Come and make this fake out before going to the upside. So those are things that you got to look out for. So just something to look out for, guys. It keeps doing it every single time. In this example, we got something going up. We're going up. We went up the whole time. Right? And during this London, we came and took out some liquidities, right? We took out this. What does that mean? And like I said, sometimes price won't come all the way down here to sweep these right here, right? But it did come and sweep these. So now that's why price had no purpose coming all the way down here. Price had no reason to come all the way down here, because we had already done it during London session. Now we have more confidence to take this on a buy, even if we're doing a breakout here. You know, we can do a breakout here. We have confidence because we don't think it's going to do. The only thing we could be careful for is potentially, you know, taking these liquidities before going up, but it has no purpose to do that because we also have a trend right here. And it's just respecting that trend. You know what I mean? I don't know if my wording is okay, is getting it to you guys, but pretty much that's something to look out for. As far as, I think it helps with directional bias. I think it gives you more of a securance to where your take profit could be, to where limit your decision on whether you're choosing a supply or demand in that specific open or your session, right? I guess you can say London session is going to tell you the future for what can expect to happen on New York session. You know what I mean? Anything can happen. Like I said, market's going to do whatever it wants to do. But I think that is a good way to approach it, apart from all the other confluences that you have as a trader on your strategy. That is it, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. That's just some knowledge that I wanted to throw out there. This is what I do. This is what I like to do. This is what I love to do. I know there's losses, but I think in life, there's always going to be losses before you even get the wins. So there's got to be losses to ultimately get those wins, man. So let me know of any ideas that you guys want to see, anything that, you know, I love to help people, man, because the reason I want to help you guys too is because there's so many unanswered questions that I never got to get answered for myself, and I had to come and you know, kind of do it myself, do the research myself, find somebody, find. I know it's not good to go from mentor to mentor to mentor. It's definitely not. Just stick with one. But if there's answers that he can't answer, it's definitely good to, you know, come over here. I'm not saying to fully get in their strategy or anything, But as far as a trading concept or, you know, market structure questions, things like that, you know, you can dip and dabble from here. But there's always, you got to have that one mentor that you're just following the strategy, and eventually just make it your own, you know. And that's what I'm shouting out Doyo, because I've learned from a lot. I've learned from FX Carlos, I've learned from Mamba FX. You know, they have different type of strategies, but ultimately I like Doyo's because that's what works for me. But I did dibble and dabble in some information that Mamba and Carlos may have had that maybe Doyo didn't give me at the time, or I just didn't see at the time. I am going to make a Discord soon, so if you guys want to join that, it's going to have live trading videos. I'm also going to have, you know, more explanation in depth of what my strategy is. You guys are pretty much going to have step-to-step videos on how I trade my strategy and what I look out for. That way you guys can write them down, learn them before you guys start trading with me on a live account or a prop firm account or whatever it is. But I appreciate you guys, and let's get this outro going. I appreciate y'all for watching. Again, you guys are we're gonna make this journey go a long way. We're gonna do it for a while, we're gonna do it for a long time, and you guys are gonna see the process. Whoever don't join us, sorry, you're missing out. But those who do, I appreciate y'all. Let's get to this bag, let's get to the life we want, and I'll see y'all on the next one, baby.